Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith did. Oh, okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay.
Hey, you okay? So there's a lot to cover in this, but I just want to start off by saying like this situation just is a lose-lose for all the three main people involved in this. So Chris Rock is going to cop flack for obviously saying the joke in the first place. Will Smith is obviously going to cop shit for slapping a grown man on stage in front of millions of people. And Jada's probably going to cop a bit of shit obviously for her body language, and supposedly she's the one that coaxed Will into doing it. We don't know if that's true or not, but it's a lot to dive into. It's not going to be a long video, but obviously everyone's talking about it. I just want to start off by saying that although this was kind of entertaining, it was really awkward to watch. Me and my wife were like, really like, this is actually making us blush and uncomfortable because it's just so awkward. Never seen anything like it at the Oscars before. We've seen a man streak, seen full frontal. That was in like the 70s and 80s. We've seen a lot of other things, a lot of dreadful speeches, but this was just something different. And unfortunately, it takes away from a lot from the night. You know, Troy Coates, only the second ever deaf person to win an Academy Award, the first male to do it. Will Smith himself winning after a long career and being snubbed in the past. It just puts a damper on it all. And a lot of people are talking about the wrong things instead of the good things. Now, I'll start off by saying from the Chris Rock side, Chris Rock is a comedian, and when you go to a comedy show, you're going to get comedy, so you're going to get jokes that hit, some that don't, some will be offensive, some won't be, some overstep the mark, some won't. But in saying that, this wasn't a comedy show. This was the Academy Awards, it's about film. Obviously, we all love the entertainment of the Oscars, because comedy obviously comes into it with the presenters, because it'd be boring otherwise. But you just got to compare people like Chris Rock himself, that's hosted the Oscars in the past, has never really said a joke like that. He's made offensive jokes, but about people that, Harvey Weinstein and, Putin, for example, made a joke about that. No one would care because they're horrible people. Now, I don't like Jada, not a fan of her, but that doesn't mean I think she's a horrible person or her condition should be made a joke about. So that's one thing I say about Chris, is I love Chris and I always have. I find he's really funny, but if this happened at one of his comedy shows, I would be completely on his side because it's a comedy show. You're walking into Chris Rock's show, you know what type of comedy he does. You're saying that this is Academy Awards, it's not a comedy show. And that's coming from someone that's a massive fan of comedy. I've done comedy. Not I've done anything of note, but I have done it, and I know what it entails and what you should and shouldn't say. As for Will Smith, he's probably the one of the whole situation that I'm more annoyed at, I guess, because he did laugh initially at the joke. Now, I understand that he maybe in his head thought that Jada wouldn't be offended and would find it funny, but his initial reaction was, ha ha ha, it's funny. He wasn't, look at his wife, oh, she's gay, now I'll laugh, I'm not going to offend her. So he obviously didn't trigger in his brain thinking, oh, my wife suffers from alopecia, I better not laugh at this joke. It was a reaction. That's what you do when you laugh. Something's funny that actually genuinely makes you laugh straight away. And he laughed for a few seconds, and then Jada obviously rolled her eyes and a body language change, and the camera panned back to Chris. We obviously didn't see what happened. From multiple sources, people are saying that Jada coaxed him. She leant over and said something to him and pointed towards Chris. That's why supposedly there's a break from when Chris says the joke, there's laughter, he says a few things. He awkwardly laughs, obviously, because he noticed Jada's body reaction. And then obviously Will gets on the stage and shit hits the fan. So, like I said, all three parties are to lose from this. The Oscars itself is to lose from this. Obviously, it gets people talking about the Oscars that probably wouldn't talk about the Oscars or haven't in a long time. It's just a shame because, like I said, I watch the Oscars for entertainment, yes, but I watch it mainly for the films to see people get rewarded for things. And my biggest gripe for the show in general, actually, was them presenting some of the minor awards before the broadcast. Although they did show them, it just kind of did take away a bit of the, I guess, triumphant of some smaller stories. And they cut to actors clapping in the crowd to the speeches, but that's to people on a wide screen that were saying the speech in front of an empty theatre. say it properly. So that was my biggest gripe about the whole show, to be honest. And I thought Amy Schumer, Wanda Sykes, and Regina Hall did an absolute fantastic job. They said what we expected, and they were funny without being too offensive. This is what I'm saying. You can host the Oscars, be funny, overstep the mark a little bit. Seth MacFarlane might be the best example of that. He overstepped the mark but didn't offend anyone in person. Billy Crystal, I mean, he's hosted over 10 times and hasn't offended anyone. He was still funny, and he's regarded as the best host of all time. But I guess everyone's different. Comedian, Chris was just presenting, so I thought maybe he thought maybe he'd get away with something a bit more out there. And he clearly wasn't saying it to offend. As soon as Will Smith slapped him and he realised that Will was actually genuinely angry after Will said repeatedly, "Get my wife's name out of your fucking mouth," and Chris goes, I will. And big props to Chris Rock's professionalism. I thought he handled that really, really well. There was an awkward pause, because obviously we're watching all this live. The primetime version tonight will have all this cut, unfortunately, all the juicy parts cut. I thought Chris handled it very well. After a grown man slapped him in front of thousands of people live and millions of people watching on television, I thought he handled it very well. He went on, he clearly wanted to get off the stage, but he did his job. He could have just walked off. He could have swore back at Will Smith. He could have hit him up. I generally thought Chris Rock did a very good job. Apparently Denzel went over and consoled Will Smith and said, "Be careful, the devil will come for you at your highest peak." Now, obviously, Will Smith was by far the favourite in this category. It could have gone to maybe Andrew Garfield or Benedict Cumberbatch, but he was a clear favourite. Everyone wanted him to win. And that's just the biggest thing about it is, unfortunately, this will take away from Will Smith's win, because everyone watching his speech, I wasn't thinking about what he was saying. I was thinking about, is he going to bring up Chris Rock? Like, is he going to bring up what just happened? And it might be coincidence. He was clearly riffing, because there's no way that he 100% memorised that 7-minute speech in his head, because he didn't have a piece of paper or anything with him. So it might be a coincidence, but he did say, on screen I was protecting, or Janae, on screen I was protecting the two girls that played my daughters. So I think that's a bit of a coincidence when he says protecting family. I think that was his way of throwing it in subtly, that he's a family man. And look, I don't blame Will Smith because he obviously did it in anger, but clearly after Jada said something, I mean, it would be different if Chris Rock said the joke and immediately Will Smith's face was, "Nah, that's going to offend my wife, like, fuck you." Then went up and slapped him, right? But it was the laughter, it was the space between him and Jada obviously talking, and then him going up and doing it. Now, I'm not even going to use the phrase "a real man would have," because it's just the stupidest thing to say, I think. And it's, again, easy for me to say because I'm not in this situation, but I would have loved if Will Smith just didn't laugh. He consoled Jada and said, "Hey, look, in the ad break or after the show, I'm going to say something to Chris. I'm going to get him to apologise to you. It's just not on." But again, like I said, it's easy for me to say because I wasn't in that situation, and I would get angry if someone made fun of my wife as well. And like I said, I'm not a fan of Jada, okay? I don't like her. I don't think she's a great person. I think she's a terrible person either. I don't think she deserves any of that, and especially some of the condition. Now, originally, I laughed at this joke because I actually didn't realise that Jada had alopecia. I had no idea she was diagnosed in 2018 until I did my research afterwards. Now, I had no idea. If Chris Rock knew, I find it hard to believe that he didn't, being in show business and all that, and being in that realm. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. But did Chris Rock deserve to be slapped by a grown man in front of millions of people? No, I don't think he deserved that. But in my opinion, Jada didn't deserve that either. But the situation would have been different if she laughed, okay? If she laughed, it'd be like, okay, she found it funny. She was the butt of the joke. If the butt of the joke can find it funny, everyone should find it funny. That's my opinion. When people make fun of me of my speech impediment or my massive forehead and I laugh, I expect everyone else to laugh because I find it funny. But if someone make fun of something that's personal to me that I don't find funny, other people laughing, you do get that feeling that people are laughing at you, not with you, because you're not laughing, you don't find it funny, you're offended by that. So, yeah, I said this won't be a long video, I just want to end it there. Overall, I thought the Oscars was a very good show. Probably the best show in a very, very long time, from what I can imagine. The hosts were very, very good, they were very funny. I feel as though this would be a meme. I've already seen a few memes about it, so it's going to be a strong meme for months and months, maybe a year, and it'll continue to pop up. And this will definitely be brought up, and Will Smith did make the joke that he hopes the Academy invites him back. I don't know if they actually will, because it's not a good look for the Academy. it's getting press, but it's not a great look. It's a family show. Obviously, it'd all be cut prime time in Australia, so a lot of kids and younger people wouldn't have seen this because they would have been at school. In America, different story because it was obviously night time in the evening. But I'll finish the video there, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have anything you want to say in the comments below about anything that I might have missed or anything you disagree with, please, if you're doing it in a nice way, I'll reply to you in the comments. And if you like my content, hit that subscribe button, guys, and like the video if you thought I guess did this topic justice. I do have podcasts. All this linked on my stuff will be in the description below, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.